Hi, it's Mike with AskTractorMike.com. I have a viewer letter today from a guy who's got a tractor that's fairly new, under warranty, and going to be down for an extended period of time. And he needs my help in finding out how to resolve this situation. So we're going to talk about the situation, what's going on behind the scenes, what to do and not to do to resolve a situation like this. But right now, let's get to the letter. Letter comes from Steve, and Steve says, "Hi Mike, I like your channel, almost always learn something. I've been driving a tractor since I was 12 years old. I'm now 73. 4 years ago I bought, and I'm not going to tell you what tractor he bought, with a cab, and have really liked having it. Recently the heater stopped putting out heat and I had to take it back to the dealer for repair. They had diagnosed the problem as a cracked heat exchanger that cooled exhaust gases down before putting them back into the engine for reburn, I think. I expected the part to take perhaps 2 weeks to get to the dealer and another week or so to reinstall, hoping to have the tractor back in about a month. The problem is the dealer is telling me that the part is currently on back order and isn't expected for 160 days. Now, I don't think it's fair of me to expect the dealer to repair the tractor in a day or even a week, but I likewise don't think it's fair that it will be nearly 6 months, and that is if everything goes perfectly. The tractor has a 5-year powertrain warranty, and I bought another 5 years. What are my options for solving this problem sooner rather than later? I have a picture of the part. If you would like to have it, let me know. Steve." Oh boy, Steve. Oh man, this is a bad situation. So what's happened is either this is a failure that never happens, and so the parts aren't available for it, or it's happening everywhere and nobody can get parts. And I'm going to tell you, first off, thank you on behalf of your dealer for being so easy to get along with in this situation. When I was in the dealership world, I would have people have situations much less severe than this just go ballistic and yell at me, and I'm your friend. I'm trying to help you resolve this situation, believe me, as your dealer. If I'm Steve's dealer, there's nothing I would like any more for that part to show up and me to get it fixed, because if I had the part, I could probably fix it in a day and get it back to him. And that's what absolutely I want to have happen. But obviously my supplier doesn't have the part. And now my wife gets on to me for blaming a bean counter in a corner office that makes a lot of money that we'll never meet and Steve will never meet as being the cause of the problem. I don't know that to be the truth, but I know that all publicly traded companies want to make money, and they try to cut down their expense anywhere they can, and stocking a lot of parts that move slowly is a big expense that cuts the profit and the shareholder equity and all that other stuff. And that's who I usually blame. So whether that's a situation or not, I don't know. I occasionally see a situation where you got a part that you shouldn't have gotten. You thought it was good, it turned out to be bad, and now every tractor that's got that part is breaking, and they're back ordered, and they had to change suppliers and go through all that rigmarole, and that could be the case too. But it doesn't matter what the case, what brought about this problem, but how do we resolve it? Well, first thing, I think Steve is being really wise in being cordial with the dealer. And I want to first make sure the dealer's done everything he can to resolve this problem. And how I do that is I go to the dealer and I tell him, I feel this is unacceptable. I want my tractor back. I know your hands are tied in this. Do you mind if I go up the ladder? Because if I, as a dealer, have done everything I can with the company and I'm still getting no resolution, it's time to get higher up the food chain and see if you can rain down on the people that are delaying resolution down below. And this works occasionally. Not all the time, but a lot of time it does. So if the local dealer says, you know, I'd really rather you not do that yet, let me make one more phone call, well, then they've got some other things they haven't tried yet. If they don't, and they say, yeah, help me, I want that part, whatever you can do, well, most companies have a service helpline you can call. And how to handle that call, understand the person on the other end of that phone call didn't make the tractor, they're not the person you're mad at. But I would just tell them, I have this situation, it is unacceptable, and here are some resolutions that would make me happy and help keep my business. First is, if it's financed, I would like a suspension of my finance payments, because I'd be crazy to make payments on something I can't use. And then ask them, is that fair? Well, most people would say, well, absolutely it's fair. If you can't use the product and you're paying for it, we could do that. Now, no company will ever do that or consider that, but it's leverage for you as the customer if you're making payments on something to their finance division. The other thing I would say is, hey, if you can't get the part, no big deal. I would like to rent a tractor and have you cover the cost of renting the tractor. That's fair. I think we'd all agree that that's fair. They're not going to want to do that either. And Steve brings up a very good point. It's 160 days if everything goes right. And I'm a little concerned as he is, because he asked about this. He said if that's reasonable, that time frame is going to lapse, and then we're another 30 or 45 days out, and they're just putting him off. They've obviously got a problem in the system. It would really be nice to know exactly what that problem is and find out from somebody high up in the company. This is why we've got this problem. This part has never failed. We've never needed one. We're having to specially build it or whatever. But now I will tell you this. There's a lot of companies that have a policy that if something goes down and they've got a part at a factory to fix it, they'll stop the production, pull that part off the factory line, and send it to the customer. Now, it's designed for real farmers that make their income off farming. If you have a combine go down and you've got 6 months till the part's ready and you can't cut your crop, you're going to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. And a lawsuit would be very worthwhile to file against the company that couldn't deliver the part. We're not in that situation with Steve. He probably uses his tractor just occasionally for, stuff around the farmstead like most of us do. But still, it's money he invested, and he did everything right. He bought the long-term warranty and the extended warranty, and he expects a tractor that's going to last him probably the rest of his life. And he's not getting that from the manufacturer. So I would say, do you have a program where you pull stuff off the assembly line? Now, obviously, these tractors are probably, well, they're not probably, they are all made overseas. So that part is in another country. But you can air freight a part in if you want to bad enough and get it here next week. I promise you. They know how to do that. So, Steve, the problem is with leverage, if you were to file a lawsuit and get a lawyer involved, it's going to get everybody mad at everybody. And in the end, there's not enough money there to justify it. But I would firmly and politely, like you've been, get to that manufacturer's helpline and call them and say, listen, if this were your tractor, wouldn't you be calling as well? And what can you do about it? It's a problem that likely money can fix, and somebody's going to have to spend some money. The guy that my wife gets on to me for being mad about that sits in the corner office that determined not to stock that part to cut costs, to get the stock price up, can afford to send you that part, Steve, and get you going again. But that's how I would handle it. Don't ever threaten a lawsuit. When I was in the dealership world, if somebody was threatening to sue me, it was out of my hands. It goes to my attorney, and their attorney can work it out. But a lot of times I would have people yelling at me as manager of a store. And believe me, a lot of times that dealer is your best friend. They don't want this situation any more than you do, and they're your advocate with the company. And the trick is to find that person in the company that understands the problem and agrees it's not fair for you to own a tractor, have bought an extended warranty on the tractor, and you can't use the tractor. So in the end, Steve, the thing I think you need to do is find that one person in the company that has empathy, that understands your situation, that wants to help you get a tractor that you can use and has the authority to do so. And they're probably out there. It's just a matter of finding that right person. And the first place to go is that helpline, that customer service line with the manufacturer. Steve, good luck. Let us know how it turns out. I appreciate you watching my videos. I would be honored if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can do that by clicking the mic face icon. And make sure you check your bell so you get notified when I post future videos. Here's a link to my website and the Tractor Fun Store with cool things for sale for the tractor owner that helps support my channel And here's another couple of videos you might want to watch. Thanks for watching.